Hello and welcome to White Glove Reviews. In this video, I'm continuing my tutorial on how to play Splinterlands and hopefully how to get the most out of your experience with Splinterlands. Now, what I want to do in this video is I kind of want to give you a tour of all the various and sorted things that are in Splinterlands. And if you look up across the top, there's Shop, Open, Market, Cards, Battle, which we're on, Events, Guilds, and the FAQ. And you also have credits, dark energy crystals, SPS, and then your normal user stuff. And you can also change the language if you're so inclined. All right, so first of all, let's go to cards. And if you go to cards, what it is it shows you all the cards you currently have playable. And you can sort these if you want to sort them like mana cost, rarity, that kind of thing. You can do that. You can also show playable cards, cards you own. In this case, I don't own any cards on this account. You can show all cards, which are all the cards that are in the game. Cards that I have for sale, none. Cards that I have rented out. Cards that are rented to me. Cards that are delegated. Now, one of the things is if you know somebody who plays, you can delegate cards to and from them. And what that means is you can basically just loan them cards to play. And you just select a card in your collection and say delegate it and delegate it to that person by their username. So currently we only have the starter cards, and these are indicated by the S's in the top that are available to us. And you can sort by splinter if you want, like you can only see the fire, or only see water, or only see water and earth, etc. And you can also sort by monsters and summoners, like the monsters that are available and the summoners that are available. And let's see, inventory and other. Cards and other. I have a summoner spellbook. Okay, that's actually kind of neat. I never noticed that. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is right here, the market. And the card market, what it is you can basically buy cards in here if you want. Like you see, it says 0.23, that's 23 cents, basically 23 US cents. And if you click on the card itself, and then you can go over to for sale, and you can select the card you want. Now, one thing you want to be careful of is notice up at the top, it says price $90, level 10, BCX. Now, the BCX stands for the base card experience. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but just for our purposes, let's stay with things that are level 1 and 1 BCX. So if you want to buy this card, what you do is you click on it, and you can either buy it with DEC, and these are dark energy crystals, or you can buy it with credits, and you just select one way or the other. And since I don't have either on this account yet, I can't buy it. But what you do is you hit buy if you wanted to buy it, and then you put in your master password, and then assuming it was still for sale, like the transaction went through, it would add this card to your collection. You can also rent cards, and renting cards is really, really interesting. What happens is you can rent cards for 1 or more days, and while you have the card rented, you can play with it. And it works the same way as buying a card. You just rent it, only you have limited use of the card. Now, while we're on here, if you click on cards, it shows you basically the cards of this type that you own in your collection. And you can also click on stats. And the deal with the stats here is cards have levels. And as the card levels up, they get better. So for example, a level 1 card of this has a melee of 1, a speed of 3, an armor of 0, a life of 8, and it has the ability flying. And flying makes things a little bit harder to hit, and it also comes to play in certain game types. There's also a lore thing that talks about, that. You can read that. Now, the level of the card you can play is determined by the league you're in and the level of the summoner you're playing. And so we're going to talk about that when we get more detailed into things. But for now, just look at level 1 cards. So if you go back to cards, and now let's see, other stuff that we need to look at real quick. The shop. Currently, they're doing a pre-sale on Chaos Legion packs, and probably not really anything you need to worry about right now. And same with the open tab. You have to have packs to be able to make use of the open tab, so again, not really a big deal. events, the game, people can set up tournaments and run tournaments. And as you progress through, you might want to try some of these out. Some of them are really affordable to play in. Like, for example, this one is 10 DEC, which is super cheap. This one is 1 DEC, which, again, is very, very cheap. And it's like a bronze event, so it should be relatively newbie friendly. So anyway, that's some of the stuff that's just around in Splinterlands. And what I want to do is, in the next video, I'm going to go into more detail about building a deck, and also let's look at renting cards and that kind of thing. Because renting cards can have a huge impact on how you progress through the game and just your building of your decks. So anyway, if you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And I hope you'll have an excellent day.